Right, so for today's video, we're back in Street Legal Racing Redline. Now, in the previous videos, I've seen that you guys have always asked, well, TreeBurgers, what mod pack is this? So I'll just leave a link to this mod pack down in the description so that you can find it for yourself. And yeah, on that note, let's get started. Actually, you know what? I just forgot one thing. So, you know how there's a like button just down below this video? Whenever you guys interact with the video in any way, if you like the video, if you commented and stuff like that, it helps the video get so much more exposure. So, don't forget to just scroll down, leave a comment about this video, and hit the like button. And now, let's get started. So as always, we want to start out by just buying ourselves a car because we need a car, we need something to drive. Now, fortunately, we are in the situation where we can buy either a new car or a used car. I feel like we should buy a used car just because that's probably going to give us the most value for our money. So the goal for this video will be to buy the most crappy piece of junk that we can potentially find and turn it into the most mad racer that we can potentially turn it into. Now, either I don't know if the Volkswagen is good enough. I see a lot of good bets here, actually. This Subaru right here is looking like something we could turn into some junk as well. But I'm thinking that the dumbest purchase will be this Volkswagen Polo, so let's buy that one. As always, first thing we want to do is just check, well, the engine right now gives us around 196 horsepower. That is not enough, so we're just gonna have a look at the engine that we got in here. Let's see. And just about the only thing that I can see here is that we're staring at some sort of an inline 4 engine, and there should be a bunch of stuff here that we can change on that. Actually, I just want to go engine shopping here first of all and just see how much $18,000 can get us. So if we're willing to pay 10k, then we can get a 2JC, and I think that's just a standard since we're doing 183 horsepower. If we got more money, then we can also get an old Corvette 327 engine block in there, dropping us to 331 horsepower. I'm thinking we're just gonna go all in on power here, and I really want to see if we can get, like, I don't know, a V6 or V8 engine, but it's probably gonna be not the greatest engine. Well, we found one here, a General Motors L32 S-Code 3.4 liter engine, performing 247 horsepower for just around $17,000. So I think we're getting closer to something that we can use here. We can also get a 2.8 liter block here for 18,000, but you know what? We're going with the 3.4 liter engine. Let's see what this is all about. So there it is. That is looking mighty fine. We just got to get the old engine in and install the new one, which almost fits. Just almost, but not really. There we are. So we were able to sell the old engine for just around $4,000, which is quite all right. I still feel like you are probably getting your knees bent from the V6 engine, but hey, we can't get this to be completely perfect, so we'll just have to go with whatever we can get here. Now, the most important is just to check how much does our new engine give us. Well, 247 horsepower, which is all right, but I still think that with the 6k that we have left now with this upgrade, we can still do something here. So first of all, let's just see. Well, it's starting to struggle. I'm thinking if we just let the red line go to 6.3, then we go to the fuel rail, we can just mix the fuel rail or the fuel mixture here just a little bit. Let's see, 245 now. What did we have before? 247 or something, I think. Good thing is though that we can go to the engine catalog here and we can just look at all of the parts for the engine that we just bought, because I see that the exhaust headers that we got on there actually has room for a turbo. So I'm thinking if we just go in here and see if we can find a turbo, well, we can. They're expensive though. Feel like it is justified though, so let's just go ahead and buy a turbo for this engine too. And since we're now out here again, we can go ahead and install our turbo kit. There we are. So now that thing is installed as well, and I'm thinking that we're just going to start up by seeing what we get now. 303, but we should be able to adjust the pressure of the turbo just a little bit up to 1.5 bar. And let's see now, 316 horsepower. Beautiful. We're doing great already. Now I just had a look at the engine as well, and we're using a 4-speed manual here right now. But before we start messing with that one too much, I feel like we should just take it for a spin. However, since our Polo is a front-wheel drive, well, then I also kind of want to just switch out these tires for something else. Actually, we can keep the rim. We just need to switch the tires for something with a little bit more of a grip. Because if you haven't watched any of my previous videos, well, then you won't know that when you go race, it's always drag racing. So we can prepare for that quite easily. So I'm hoping that the new tires we got here will have just a bit more grip. We're just going to go ahead and choose a tire. And, you know, know what? Just deflate that tire completely because we need as much grip as possible. There we are. I'm thinking that this car will more than likely make wheel spin as soon as we start driving. Now, we also have some sort of an awkward camber here on the rear wheels, and I do not know why. And I also don't really know if we can actually adjust it. No, we can only adjust the offset, but then at least maybe we can make it look just a teeny tiny bit better. Give that an offset of 36.9. Did I not just do that? Why did you jump back in there? We should now be somewhat ready to race, which you would think, but it shouldn't be to anyone's surprise that if you don't have a big fat wang, well, then you're never really ready to race. We need to reposition this big fat wang though just a little bit, so let's just bring this one down here, and I guess if we mount it somewhere along the lines of right there, then we now have a Polo with a big fat wang. Then we just gotta equip it with a mint looking color here, and I think we're ready. You know what? Let's make the spoiler black just for those accent colors. My god, what a beauty. Let's go race. So we're gonna start on the streets of Valo City, and since this game is from before I was even born, well then, yeah, that takes some time. Would you listen to her spinning though? What a beauty. Let's just give it a shot and see if this is by any means quick enough to participate in a race later on. Oh god, don't crash into us. What is wrong with the brakes in this thing? Why did we just stop on an instant there? Because then I just realized that the reason that the game was giving us a hard time was because last time I played this, we mildly messed with the physics settings of this game, and that apparently just caused some issues. At the moment we got cruise control on apparently, and I have no idea how to turn that off, so we're just gonna have to figure that first of all. Now that is so much better. I have no idea why we have motion blur on here as well at the moment. I don't see that. Also, we're speeding way too fast right now because if I crash the car, then I'm gonna have to pay for it myself, and I don't have the money to do that right now until we start winning some money, so let's not do that. It's just for the sake of testing. Let's just see what we can do here. If we just start in second gear, we can easily do that, which gives us just a few less gears to go through. Even pulling a bit of wheel spin here, even though this thing should be front wheel drive. I have no idea why it feels like it's not. Oh god, that was a bit too close. Right, so I'm comfortable with this at the moment. I see some cops on the screen down there somewhere close to us on our GPS, so I'm just gonna slow down for a bit. Why do you do that when you're front wheel drive? Oh well, it's fine. Let's go back to the garage, make some final adjustments, and then, you know, let's go win some money because we gotta turn our Polo into an even more hellish machine. So in Street Legal Racing Redline, well, all of the races take place at night. So if we now look at our... Oh yeah, and by the way, again, if you haven't watched my videos before, well, Street Racing Redline is also one of those games that just crash more often than not, and most of the time for no apparent reason. But since we're now out on the streets and it looks like the game is not gonna give us a hard time this time, well then if you look at the GPS down in the bottom left corner, we can see a green flag and a checkered flag. And what we want to do is we want to go to the green flag, because if we go to the green flag, we will actually find the races and where they take part, and that way, well, we can go take part in those races and win some serious money here in no time. Hopefully we can also win some cars. Sometimes people want to race for pink slips, and when they do, well then that's good for us. So since I have no idea what this car can do at the moment, we got a guy down here wanting to race for $1,000. He's racing the Pontiac Fiero GT 1988. This guy up here wants to race pink slips in his Renault Sandero Sport, but again, I'm not willing to lose my car because I have no idea what this thing can do right now. So we're gonna start with this dude. And I mean, that thing does not look like a challenge at all. We're racing the V6 engine Polo. I don't see how this is not gonna fall to our advantage. Holy hell, he's fast! So... I think we just lost. Okay, we're gonna try that one again. So here's a guy who wants to race for $400. He's running a Ford Cosel 1. I mean, we're gonna win against that guy, otherwise I'm gonna be very disappointed. Now, if you're trying to convince me that that thing is faster than our car, then I'm gonna be very disappointed. Please don't be... What the hell is going on here? I mean, he is running nitrous, so I don't know if that's the issue here, but something is up. Because we're losing all the races, even though we have a quick car. I don't feel like we're ready for this yet. At least we punted him into the barrier. We gotta do something different here. Okay, so a golden rule about racing is that we have to make some sacrifices in order to get where we want to be. And one of those sacrifices is that we're going to have to simply sell all of the parts that we have on the car at the moment because we cannot afford racing otherwise. And this is the only way that we're going to get more money. I think we can sell the rear bumpers. Well, what about the tail lights? We probably need those. Don't want to get pulled over. We're gonna do one more thing here and just try to adjust the angle of our intake and exhaust camshafts. If we do that, well then they will be open for a longer period of time, or the valves in here will be open for longer periods of time, which means that we can efficiently put in more fuel. I think I'm just trying to sound smart right now, but we can, I think, put more fuel into the engine when it combusts, and that way we can burn more fuel, and if we burn more fuel, well then we're also gonna be producing more horsepower. At least again, I think it's like that. I honestly don't know enough about engines to sit here and say that, but some smart dude once told me that, and now I just kind of pretend like I know. How the hell was our... what? How was that thing all the way up to 4 bars and now it's only 1.5 bar? Well, since I just noticed that we actually do have a nitrous system on our car, well, then we can just go ahead and install a bottle of nitrous. There we are. We can even install 2, so we got plenty of that now. I'm thinking that's going to give us a helping hand in our races. We got $849 left, so I'm really hoping that we'll start winning some races here soon. So nitrous pressure is all the way up, and actually the race takes place right in front of us here. Oh, and let's not crash into the races. There we are. I just need to know one thing. If we can start in 3rd gear, if we just try to just ride the clutch here for a bit. Okay, we can, so that's good to know. And if we just start in 3rd and engage NOS immediately, then I don't... let me be honest here, I don't see how we can lose this. So this guy is in a Renault Sandero Sport. That was the guy who wanted to race us for his pink slips before. So that is a serious spoiler that dude has got going there. Alright, so let's do this. Nitrous, am I using my nitrous at all right now? I think we are, I just heard the sound of it. Oh no, we're so gonna lose this race as well. We're quicker this time though, I feel like. Now I'm hoping that someone wants to race us for even less money, otherwise this is gonna be a massive failure. Okay, so this guy wants to race us for pink slips. I don't know what else to do at this point, so I'm just gonna take the bet and then hopefully we can just get a better launch this time. Otherwise, this race is over quite quickly.
3, 2, 1,
Come on, go, you good thing, go, you good thing. It's so close. We're gonna lose our car. What if I just sneak back to the garage and just pretend like nothing's happened? Do I still have my car? Well, god damn it. Well, I wonder what we should do then. I'm thinking this VAS 2104 is the next car to go, simply because it's an utter beauty right here. It's about the same price as what we paid for the previous car. Actually, I think this one is just a bit cheaper, so I'm just gonna go ahead and buy that one. So if you want to see this thing get taken for a spin in the next episode, leave some feedback down below. Don't forget to hit the like on the video, and that is all for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, bye bye.